Get it out the window, man. We got too many players out here doing it big. And speaking of...
Okay, so one of the big things, if you remember the Apex set, is that Hungrybox would like try to get around here, and he was trying to gimmick PewPewU. I may have talked about it before, but a lot of the matchup at Apex was I felt like Hungrybox going next to PewPewU, thinking he was going to play like the moon, and like thinking that like the moon that PewPewU was going to grab, and then he was going for like gimmick rest. But if you watch that set at Apex, a lot of what happened was PewPewU was like, no, I'm not going to grab you. I'm just going to down tilt you repeatedly. And so because Hungrybox was willing to just stay on the ground and like try to bait a bad grab, which PewPewU wasn't going to do, it put very little pressure on PewPewU on the neutral, where it was really straightforward him to control stage and like to take very little risk.
Two of them doing a big Hbox. PewPewU, game number 1, Battlefield. You know what it is. PewPewU with that.
So a lot of it now is, so if this is down tilt range and this is like, I don't know, wave dash forward into whatever hitbox, this is like the amount of range that PewPewU can technically cover. So you'll notice Hungrybox like kind of like fading in and out. If he finds an opening, he's gonna back here, but instead of like landing here, he's gonna play and pull. He's gonna aim his route to try to hit him here, poke his shield, see his reaction. But generally his game plan, instead of going down here and trying to bait something bad from Marth, he's not going to do that anymore. Instead, what he's going to do is go in here, stay around here, forcing PewPewU to be in an uncomfortable spot where PewPewU is going to have to respect that back air, but he's going to have to jump and overextend to see if he can get Hungrybox. If he jumps and he guesses wrong, then Hungrybox can reroute and back air in. So it's like a game of chess. So to recap, he's going to throw a back air, and if he doesn't really hit, he's not fishing to lay on the ground. He's aiming to stay up here and force a hard read from PewPewU. And if PewPewU is patient, then he can just stay his ground. But if PewPewU really wants to start getting hits, then he's going to have to start going in and start jumping. But if Hungrybox finds the correct route in, either here or here based on movement, he will get inside a PewPewU's space and destroy him.
Amazing space in the bar, but to see, you know, Hbox do the exact same thing.
So far, PewPewU is making the correct plays so far, but you'll see that Hungrybox eventually wears him down. So a lot more higher hitboxes. PewPewU's reading it correctly.
I've heard actually a fair amount of people say that on paper it seems like Marth should win this match, but it's more of an execution.
So notice how Hungrybox has a inclination to stay high instead of going really low. He's going a lot higher, throwing out a lot more full hops, trying to get Marth into doing something.
PewPewU obviously should not fit in that category because we know what he can do. Hbox has felt the wrath before. Will it happen again? Well, only time will tell. We got 3 games to possibly find out.
Right now, it's looking like it's really hard for PewPewU to even get a handle on Hungrybox, as that aerial mobility that he uses really well to avoid Marth's attacks. It's coming to his advantage right now, but the match is still pretty much close. Oh, he's looking to see if he can just pop him up with a side.
So notice how Hungrybox is a lot more disciplined to like see if the down tilt's going to come out, because that's a really bad position for Puff. But rather than challenging and hoping PewPewU is going to go for a janky grab, he's waiting for the down tilt. If it doesn't come out, then he's floating away outside of Marth's range to safety. So rather than like putting himself in a bad position, hoping for the rest and gambling, he's playing a lot safer and forcing PewPewU to make a move.
Get him up into the air and convert. Oh, but he goes for that crossover with the neutral air.
Hbox actually hitting him back on the stage though. Opportunity. Oh, I think that's going to do it. Yes, Hbox taking first stock. Good stuff.
Yep, that reverse soft hit of fair, converting into the back air, just taking that stock. Good job right there by Hungrybox, putting himself 1 stock ahead.
So once again, every time...
Ooh, a little too close. Misspacing that forward tilt. Forward tilt, really great tool, but yeah.
Okay, I want to just point out a mix-up here.
Just taking that stock. Good job right there by Hungrybox.
So he's pulling... Let's see.
Hungrybox putting himself 1 stock ahead. Ooh, a little... Just taking that
I want to explain why this worked.
Putting himself 1 stock ahead.
Because Hungrybox has been pulling back so much here, in general, PewPewU thought he could extend here, but instead of Hungrybox really, you know, fading back, he has a read that PewPew is going to go in, and he correctly like runs it in shield. So this is the equivalent of like baiting a Sheik forward tilt. And so because he makes a correct read here, he is able to get that grab.
That forward tilt, really great tool, but you have to space a lot of these tools that Marth has, or you'll get punished accordingly.
No doubt about it, man. But good stuff. Now getting punished on that one takes the stock, even things up.
Oh, and a flurry of back airs.
You don't want to be in that situation.
All right, so this is the hard time. This is always going to be hard for Marth, is getting stage control, because if you're wrong on any moment where you're trying to, you know, somehow get to the middle, and if that puff back airs you at that percent, you risk dying. So you have to somehow like fight your way back without dying, because if you make one wrong move here in the corner, you're pretty much dead, especially against someone as good as Hungrybox. Fortunately, like, PewPew makes 2 solid plays to reset the situation.
Takes the stock, even things up.
So we're gonna go back here.
Don't want to be in that situation.
So as your shield's depleting, sometimes it's okay to give up a little stage to reset the situation, because clearly he didn't feel comfortable. Hungrybox could throw out a janky forward smash. If he rolls in, he has it covered. If he jumps, like, he could back air. So there's a lot of situations that if Hungrybox reads PewPew correctly, like, it's actually really scary. Because this is like when a defense is really set in like basketball for something. Like, they cover every option. You have to find a way to reset it so that the defense is going to keep... You're going to keep the defense honest. So what PewPew does is he wave dashes back as soon as he sees a jump, refreshes invulnerability to give himself a chance to possibly, you know, wave dash and mix up into something to try to get here. That's his end goal. Immediately gets to center stage. And so you see PewPew just bum rush for the center.
I like that. Instead of going for a dash dance, going behind the opponent, kind of like something that you'd see Ken do a lot back in the day. Right. He just ran straight to the center to just have that state.
So they're just playing melee right now.
Real estate that he needs.
Once again, PewPew's stuck in the corner.
Nice.
So this time there's a panic roll, and Hungrybox, you know, realizing that PewPew did something similar last time, covers this option. Panic roll. Notice how Hungrybox, you know, even in this position, is standing all the way out here, which means that he has some pre-inclination that PewPew is gonna make that bum rush towards the center of the stage.
Force Hungrybox off.
And bam, he catches it.
Turn around, get the good grab, going off stage a little bit. Maybe looking for not finding to eat stuff forward there though, man. Big things popping right now for Hungrybox. Excellent.
See, so that's what happens, you know, if you take one hit in this spot. It's just really bad, like, because he can cover and threaten so much that happens.
Let go, grab back. Make you think he had a chance, nah, bro.
Oh, sneaking in another back air. Tech chase, not quite.
So notice, like, if PewPew's effective range is right around here with a wave dash, Hungrybox is just drifting around here. Big difference of the grounded let's gimmick you game here, where he's going to take 10% at a time, and against Marth, a bunch of down tilts will add up pretty quick. And so rather than risk that, you know, he may get hit a couple times, you know, if PewPew's like running forward and forward airing, you know, a couple times, but that really requires a large commitment in terms of movement and timing windows, where, you know, if Hungrybox, you know, guesses that read correctly and just says, oh, I'm going to go down here, and he catches, you know, PewPew jumping, then he gets to go underneath, bait this, and then Martha's in the air, and now Hungrybox can do whatever he wants in like a short timing window. So he's playing chess with PewPew, and, you know, making these mix-up situations where he may give 10% here and there, but if he conditions the situation well and changes it up slightly, then he has the Marth in his hands, and he can do whatever he wants because he catches Marth in the air, or creates these situations where, yeah, like, you have to hard read Puff to hit him, but if he hard reads your hard read, then you're taking a lot of damage.
Great side B usage by Hungrybox. Always catching a lot of people off guard.
Right.
Has really good range, even though there's a lot of cooldown. Look at that. See? What?
Oh, wow.
There? he does that a lot when he plays Smash 4, but now he's bringing it into...
Hey, why not?
So look at even just like these short hop fairs as a zoning tool, because let me see this. I'm going to go a little bit forward.
Usage by Hungrybox.
So let's go back here.
Always catching a lot of...
So PewPew wants to cover the air because that's where, you know, Hbox is going. But if Hbox has the right momentum, he can just push in right after the hitbox and hit him. And that's what we're seeing a lot of here.
Off guard.
Right.
Has really good range, even though there's a lot of cool.
That was kind of janky.
See? What?
Oh, wow.
he does that a lot when he plays Smash 4, but now he's bringing it in.
But even then, you see that little hit. He's realizing that PewPew is a little bit predictable with these aerials, and PewPew is getting a little desperate here. He's like, I don't know what to do with these aerials that are coming in from the space. I'm just going to spam aerials, and Hungrybox is just eating him up alive right now.
A lot when he plays Smash 4, but now he's bringing it into...
See how he just kicks him right after the forward air comes out?
Why not, man?
All right. Look at that, learning some new stuff.
He's just all up in his grill.
Oh,
that's unfortunate.
What you reaching for? What you reaching for? Hbox getting hyped, man. This man gets hyped off fools, man.
Yeah, but I'm going to say one thing. I do like the fact that you saw PewPew just smile it off. Yep. It's like, all right, it's cool. You know, I might have messed up, but at least I know that you're going to probably go for that crouch. Now he's going to go for something different. Probably dash dance, toss out the side B, the neutral air, even down tilt. Oh, where are your jumps? Oh, he's on stage, though. He's all right.
Okay, so now that, like, so because Hungrybox is doing this so much, like, where he's standing outside here, PewPew is getting really desperate. He's like, okay, like, I gotta, like, puffs in the air, that should be an advantage for me. I'm just gonna throw out a bunch of aerials, and Hungrybox is just eating this up repeatedly.
Probably dash dance, toss out the side B, the neutral air, even down tilts.
Catches his aerial, gets punished for 30.
He's on stage, though. He's all right.
All right, maybe support, so... Oh, but Hbox just forcing his way in there. PewPew cannot get anything going right now. Looking like a far cry from their Apex set, man. And that's going to do it. Hungrybox.
And so, honestly, this is what I like to do against Samus and slower characters, is that if I see them like really comfortable, I'll like try to show you in the zone. So like if Hungrybox is really comfortable in this like approximate just out of fair zone, then what I'll do is this, because you know, if I'm just holding my ground here, it's basically a binary situation where he just stands out there, he's taking his time, and waiting to see like at what conditions are you going to throw out that aerial hitbox, and what conditions are you just going to empty hop. And if he concludes that you're just going to spam aerials, then he's going to find the timing window for you to throw it out, and then he's going to kick you right after. So what I do sometimes, and sometimes you just kind of have to reset you have to shake things up and shake the distances for him so that he has to make a different play. And so it's like giving the offense a different look. Sometimes you switch up your defense in sports. So what I would do is this. You know, I'd go on the ground and I'd start dash dancing into different ranges to get Hungrybox to do a reaction rather than, you know, if I were a PewPew, I would dash dance at different ranges to force Hungrybox to try to make a play and frustrate him rather than trying to hold my ground again and, you know, have him out-trade me and outbeat me in this air head-to-head game. It's clear that, you know, Hungrybox knows that the fair is always going to come out, and he's just waiting for it. So you have to mix up your windows. Maybe you wave dash in up tilt because he's on a platform, but you have to mix up your zoning and spacing because Hungrybox is so used to what PewPew is throwing out, and that's why he's just getting opened up here. So, anyway. So that's my thoughts on that.
At least I know that you're going to probably go for that crouch. Now he's going to go for something different. Probably dash dance, toss out the side B, the neutral air, even down tilts. Oh, where are your jumps? Oh, he's on stage, though. He's all right.
All right, maybe support, so... Oh, but Hbox just forcing his way in there. PewPew cannot get anything going right now. Looking like a far cry from their Apex set, man. And that's going to do it.
Yeah, so that whole stock was just like desperation, like... I hope you run into these hitboxes. I'm just going to keep whiffing, and Hungrybox just punishes him after every whiff.
And that's going to do it. Hungrybox restocking.
Right? His conversation with Reggie. Shout out to Reggie, by the way. Really cool guy. We're going to move on to the next match here in winners quarters.
So we see a little bit more movement, and this way, like, Hungrybox isn't as comfortable throwing out certain ranges because that back air, you know, if PewPew's, you know, pivot forward airs that back air and makes Hungrybox throw out the first move, then he can counter and poke it. But because, you know, Hungrybox is just outweighting PewPew and PewPew is throwing out the first hitbox every time, he's getting punished mercilessly right now.
Round in this match.
Yeah, man, bringing it a little close quarters here with the Yoshi's.
So I'm liking a lot more movement, and I think PewPew realized the same thing. It's just that he's messing up a little bit of his movement.
course, with these platforms, Hbox can definitely toss Marth onto them with either the back throw or even a down throw.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Right there, immediately just seizing the edge, taking that stock.
Disgusting play right here from Hbox, man. He is not playing any games.
And the crazy thing is that he was...
So notice how, like, instead of staying stationary here and, like, playing the zone game where he was jump fairing and getting punished, he's moving around a lot so that if Hungrybox, you know, thinks about saying, like, you're going to throw out that back here, and he jumped incorrectly here, then PPU goes under... If he's... So Hungrybox, you know, if they're playing the same zoning game, expecting the forward air here, and he's kind of waiting here, not doing anything... If PewPew instead just empty hops here and then wave dashes in, it changes the movement patterns that Hungrybox can set himself up for, and it puts Hungrybox at a lot more risk.
That was just an edge hog that he got the sock from. No
so like now PewPew is getting a lot more openings, but sometimes he's just like slightly misspacing.
The most effective things are often the simplest, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
Yeah, it's just life.
Nice avoidance. Almost got caught by that forward smash, but he was just too high.
Ooh, swinging.
Oh,
I thought he might have had it nice, but we'll get that forward smash. Not enough to kill. Hbox floating back down.
Numerous swings and misses right now from PewPew, but he's still trying. Great neutral air to just push Hungrybox to the right side of Yoshi's, but you can see Hungrybox already sneaking himself into that back area.
But I'm liking the movement more, even though he's like slightly misspacing. I think that's what you need, because if you play too stationary, then Hungrybox is just like the master of like reading like predictable like movement and predictable like aerials. So I really love the movement, even though he's like losing here.
Let's get it. PewPewU still in this thing.
Good DI after getting hit by that first back air, so he couldn't get hit by a second one. Trying to get back on stage, while Hungrybox meets him with that forward throw and an air dodge on stage. No shield stab from that down aerial.
Oh wow! Forward smash right to the grill, man. How's it feel? Jigglypuff's like that fat kid used to bully in school, but then he just stands up for himself. Guess what? He ain't bullying him no more.
Jigglypuff had enough. You know,
a lot of these tomahawks. That's what Hungrybox is really good at. So PewPew is kind of so the reason why that works is PewPew is kind of like running, like wave dashing in and saying like, I want you to hit my hitbox so I can like fair out a shield. And so because like he's been punished so hard for like throwing out the first move, he's now saying like, Hungrybox, I'm gonna run into you, throw my shield, you hit the shield incorrectly, I'm gonna fair you. And that's PewPew's game plan here, like as a mix up. But as we see here, we saw that once where PewPew shields the aerial. So Hungrybox is like, okay, like you're gonna just wait for me to hit your hitbox. I'm gonna jump in, make it look like I'm gonna hit you, and then I'm just gonna tomahawk you. So and that's how that opening happens. Is PewPew is declaring to Hungrybox, you're gonna hit my shield, and I'm gonna punish you. And because like now Hungrybox is really quick to adapt, and that's why that tomahawk works.
You know, remember the threads where people would be like, oh, this character's killing melee, etc., etc.
Another good tomahawk. So because like PewPew is not willing to throw the first move anymore, it opens up another aspect of Hungrybox's game where it's like now scary to throw shield, because now Hungrybox is doing these really quick short hops, and then he's going into PewPew space and immediately grabbing, which is really scary. So if you're gonna play the track game, and Hungrybox is so familiar with like what players are gonna do because they're so fearful of Jigglypuff, because Jigglypuff forces very binary situations here, where it's like, okay, like I don't want to deal with the rest, so I want to do these specific things to make sure that I never get rested or never get back air chained. And because of that, like if Hungrybox is able to make you make very binary situations, he can read your next step. So if I don't remember this matchup fully, but what I would imagine happening is if Hungrybox starts tomahawking, PewPew's immediate response is going to be roll. So he's going to start fishing at the end of the match, looking for these rolls. So if he says, I'm going to tomahawk you, and PewPew knows it, then he's going to start jumping in, baiting PewPew to roll, and he may even find a rest or like a land forward smash into the roll. And so there's many possibilities that are starting to open up for Hungrybox, and if PewPew is not careful, then like he can get obliterated by these like next tier reads.
Jigglypuff is still here to stay.
I'm pretty sure, man.
She ain't going nowhere.
Nah, man. He got to deal with it, baby. Just like PewPew's trying to do here. Down the stock here. Percent not going his way and in danger of being down 2 and put on his last one. Gotta find something, man. Swing this momentum back into his favor. Hbox has just been too solid for too long. Misses that grab. That
he missed the pivot forward smash. Probably frustrated there.
when he gets the opportunity. But you know what? The good back airs and the edge hog will get pressed.
So just a lot of like good play, and PewPew's like just playing this like really scared. So I'm gonna just like rewind it a little bit. He gets down, recovers, sees the empty hop here, and PewPew is like, I want no business being right next to you. So he immediately wave dashes out. And if you watch Street Fighter, this like wave dash back when you're next to an opponent is equivalent to the back dash in Street Fighter. And one of the proper punishes, you know, if you're that close to your opponent as Puff, is if you can read that wave dash away from the character, you can throw out a forward smash. And it's like doing like a hurricane kick, or it's like doing anything with forward momentum in Street Fighter to punish that back dash if you read it.
Gotta find something, man. Swing this momentum back into his favor. Hbox has just been too solid for too long.
Very
This
close.
is that grab. I'm surprised Hbox didn't elect to go for a rest. You never know, man. He likes to be flashy when he gets the opportunity. But you know what? The good back airs and
good
the
recognition there to immediately grab the edge.
Second one already. Now.
So now we're seeing a lot. That's that wave dash away come back again, and that's something that Hbox is also noticing right there too, because that there's such a strong threat of like getting the grab. PewPew every time in this position is wave dashing away immediately, and this is something that Hbox is keeping track of right now.
See Hbox just lead in. Oh, I thought we were gonna see maybe.
So interesting mix-up here, and I'll explain this mix-up here. What is he starting to do? Because, you know, PewPew's liking to wave dash, and he's never... So the counter to, like, these jabs is obviously, like, you know, crouch cancel grab. And because PewPew's not showing grab here, he's showing that he wants to jump and get the hell out of there as fast as he can. Those jabs are actually safe, because PewPew's never throwing a crouch cancel grab here, ever, given the conditions. And so every time Hbox is now landing, he's throwing out two jabs and trying to force some sort of roll or some sort of wave dash out, because PewPew does not want to like get in this position. He wants to YOLO get the hell out. And if PewPew mis-DIs that, like let's say he DIs in, then Hbox can actually do some shenanigans with like maybe up tilt or grab. So that's why these jabs work.
Hbox just lead in. Oh, I thought we were gonna see maybe an air rest, but instead he opted for the jabs. Staying up in the air. Looking for some kind of opening. There's the shield breaker. Smart decision by Hbox that had a little bit of shield left.
Let's get out of the way.
Now PewPew's like a little panicked. She needs to get settled. Good up tilt. Up tilts are really good. I think wave dash underneath up tilt, a full hopping puff is actually like really good.
Still got a chance, baby. Never give up. Maybe catch him with that down there. Hbox not fall for it.
And that's a problem with like, so it looks like these are good to mix up, but like once Hbox realizes that you're gonna come in swinging, like he just needs one of those, and it's like game over.
Really good follow-ups right there by Hbox, keeping PewPewU off stage. Double jump can get employed, but nothing. Okay, there.
So good. That's such a good option.
Employed, but
I mean, what it does there is that he like this like down air means that like, whether like PewPew's on the right side or the left side, like that's so guaranteed. Unless there's like some like super DI that I'm not aware of, but that's such an amazing guaranteed punish.
All right. Yes, as he should, man. Very proud. PewPewU can take solace in the fact that his hair looks just like Marvin. Instead of a tiara, he's got those beats on him. He's doing real good.
So there's a lot of like little things that you'll notice about Hbox's conditioning, and he's doing a process of elimination. So a lot of that match in the beginning, if you watch game one, was like him saying like, I'm not going to crouch anymore in front of you. You're going to have to play me honest. I'm going to stay outside of the Marth range. I'm going to force Marth to think that he has to throw out an aerial, and then I'm going to punish it. So that was like game one. And PewPew realizes, hey, like I'm throwing out a lot of aerials. I'm not moving. I'm getting punished. So what I'm going to do is start mixing it up more. I'm going to run in to Hbox's attacks, and I'm going to shield them and punish it out of shield. Hbox was aware that PewPew was going to shield a lot more, so he goes in and starts tomahawking the hell out of PewPew, gets PewPew to panic on the ground, and Hbox starts opening up with grabs and starts to find these openings, starts to get in. Because PewPew is not willing to throw out as many attacks anymore because he's been getting punished, that gives free right for Hbox to just jump in, because he knows that those aerial hitboxes aren't coming out anymore. And that's how he opens up Marth. and that was pretty much the story of the match. So that's it for this match. Hope you guys like that. I mean, I'm trying to. The one thing that's like really difficult for me to explain. So I'm explaining context of these situations, but what makes Hbox so good is that he imposes these situations on you that make you have to make these like really tough decisions. And part of that is that he's so good at spacing, so good at timing, so good at zoning that he's able to find these opportunities for themselves. So a normal puff would not be able to get these openings that Hbox gets because Hbox is just so good at spacing those back airs and not getting hit too hard. So anyway, I hope you guys like that. I'll try to put that on stream. So main